stream.
Just thinking about it. Are we recording right now?
We're recording, but
Should I stop cussing?
we cuss all the time anyways. It doesn't
Oh, that's right.
matter.
All
So,
good.
all right, we are live. Playing this in.
Good.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
Here we
Did you
go
freeze
indeed.
or did you not do the some idiot maneuver with me this time?
No, I did it. I think we froze.
You froze. Okay.
So,
Gonna have to ask if everything was okay.
we froze. So,
Are you mad at me? You don't want to do the coordination, the choreography anymore?
yeah, totally want to do the coordination.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Well, the last time I was swamped with other stuff, so I had to skip out in the show because I was prepping for a bunch of things all at once and then fuck up nights and everything and now everything is settled down, so it's not so bad. So
We're back in the saddle.
and hilariously enough, so I had AI just randomly count our episodes, I think, and so
Oh,
now based on the AI count, not counting the lost episodes. This is episode 69, just so you know.
no.
So I got a kick out of that. Uh,
As the kids say, nice.
nice.
I'm just queuing up our
Our
uh,
notes
the live shows here.
that I made 5 minutes before this.
Well, oh, not the notes. I'm talking about the queuing
Oh,
up
the lives
the
to see
live
if
so I can see who's
people
liking.
actually like us. We'll see.
There's two people watching. One of them I think is me, but there's two people watching.
Well, I'm not, so because
Okay.
otherwise my computer
Hello,
will slow down.
hello, other person. Like the show. Remember to like the show, and then we'll
Yeah.
shout you out. If you leave a comment, we'll read it live on the air.
Yeah.
Maybe it's George. I found out that George is a big fan of the show.
Yeah.
George Moen.
He's I heard he talked to you about that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. He is.
he wants us to put it on the on his hometown social platform.
Yes, yeah. He got me the link for that. I'm gonna be joining today. I told
Nice.
him I was like, send me that link. I've always wanted to get in on the ground floor of something.
Yeah. You never know. Well, we'll figure out how to stream this there as well, I guess, or like maybe after the stream it'll just post to hometown social or whatever API we figure out.
We'll figure
So
something out.
we'll see.
I felt like I had like five or six things I wanted to talk about, and then they're all kind of gone. Oh, I was commenting on your hat
Yeah,
that you
definitely.
stole from Las Vegas.
That I stole from Las Vegas. So pre-heart attack, I was at the Vegas convention um, for Gartner, and this was the sales convention, and some guys were demoing some sales software, and they had a really awesome hat. And so if you went through their software demo, they'd give you the pitch please hat. And so I said, I want that hat. So
But then I was commenting on the you've still got the sticker on it, which is the
oh yes.
style, which is I hate that. It's so dumb. What are you showing? What are you proving?
I don't
I
know.
didn't take the sticker off my hat when I bought it. Like,
Yeah.
congratulations. I
So
know it's the style, but like
I have no idea why. Someone said it's cool to keep the sticker on,
it is
and
cool to keep the sticker on. I don't get it.
I also think it's stupid, but whatever. I got the sticker on, so now I'm part of the cool kids club.
Nice. You ever see that Key and Peele skit where they about the hats?
No, I don't remember that one.
That's really funny.
Okay.
They one guy's wearing just like a regular hat, and the other guy shows up and his hat still got a sticker on it. He's like, "Oh shit, still got the sticker on it."
Yeah.
So he comes back. The other guy comes back now the next day. It becomes an arms race. He comes back. The hat's still in the bag with the receipt, and he's wearing it with the bag and the receipt.
That's awesome.
And then the next guy comes back, and he's got it. It's like in a display box, like on a fake head that he's wearing on his
Nice.
head.
Yeah.
And then he thinks he's won, and then he looks up the street, and the other guy's coming up the street, and he's got this platform on his head, and on the platform is a lady with a sewing machine making the hat.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That escalated quickly.
Right?
So good stuff.
I love the the having the bag and the receipt. Like it's so new.
Right.
I haven't even taken it out yet.
Oh, I like the sewing machine. That's a pretty funny,
Hmm.
it's a pretty funny thing. So
It's-
I don't know about your selection for today for the topic.
yeah. Oh, you
Um,
don't. What do you mean you don't know?
well, I don't know how AI would respond to that, not understanding the stuff around it.
I was
So
thinking that. Yeah, I was kind of wondering how it would deal with this because it's not really it's not really our typical
topic, yeah.
topic. Yeah,
So
it's
I totally didn't prompt it. I didn't give it anything extra. I didn't tell it about fuck up nights. I didn't tell it about anything.
right.
I just took the prompt and did our regular 3, 2, 1 prompt and said, let's see. So
My prediction is it'll be eerily on the money. So my prediction
I
is.
don't know. We'll see. I didn't read it. I just pasted
Hmm.
and then came here.
Well, we didn't, but we haven't introduced the show yet.
All right.
We've just talked about a very important subject, which is hat
Hats.
labels.
Yeah.
Also, we got Shane Douglas. Shane Douglas has liked the show.
Excellent. Hey, Shane.
Shout out to Shane Douglas. What does Shane Douglas do?
He is making some interesting software for the
Mhm.
construction industry. So it's going to be a fun project.
All right.
So shout
Shout
out to
out to Shane
Shane.
Douglas. Um, okay, so in the show we have you heard in the intro, we have Earl. To me, he's up here. I don't know, I'll point at the camera, it makes more sense. Um, and he's a smarty pants and he's got all kinds of business acumen. And I just had some soup and there was pepper in the soup, and I just felt one little tiny peppercorn make its way down my throat.
Excellent.
So if I'm like start clearing my throat and they were coughing in the next second, you'll know why.
Uh,
Oh,
death
hang on,
death
I'm
by
being
death
handed a drink. There we go.
death by peppercorn. So bubbly.
Yeah, bubbly. There we go. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Earl, smart guy, business smarts, and I'm here to be the dumb guy. George Moen loves the name, by the way. He will never let us change that. He cracks
No,
up
no,
every
no.
every time he mentions the name. He starts cracking up. So it's sticking around for sure
I told him
with
the
his
story,
stamp of
right? Like I'm
approval.
like I didn't like it at first, and then
Mm.
we put it to our group, or our little peer group, and everybody freaking laughed their asses off. I'm like, guess we're calling it that. So
Yeah. Aside from the other reasons to call it that, I feel like people can be like, "Oh, that's me. I'm the idiot. I don't know anything. I need to learn."
so
It's the way to be. People it allows people to self-insert.
yeah,
You
fair
know,
enough. No, a good call. Yeah, I mean you're the one who named it, so yeah, absolutely.
you know, in the Twilight series,
Yeah.
the main character is it Bella? Is that her name?
Hmm.
Bella. Yes. Um, she has like there's like no descriptions of her really in the book
Yeah, because
particularly.
they wrote her that like that on purpose so that everybody could insert themselves into that role.
Exactly. That's
So
it.
brilliant move though, brilliant move.
Today on the I mean, you can't deny it was successful. You know, tangent
But
again.
but,
My
but I
job is
love I
tangents,
love
by
I
the
love the memes though. Still a better love story than Twilight. So
way. Yeah, you know, I what I realized about that show is it's a cake made entirely of frosting,
yeah,
right? There's no difficult concepts you got to chew on, nothing. It's all just, you know, vampire fantasies. It's just
yep,
purely 100% that. And hey,
absolutely.
it works. Might not be healthy for you, but it
Yeah.
sells. All right. So what we do is because we are Earl's smart, I'm the idiot, but we are both lazy. We this show could have been called Lazy and Lazy.
Right. Lazy squared.
Lazy squared. Um, Keep that trademark. I'm trademarking that. Nobody steal that. I might use it for
Excellent.
something. What we do is Earl comes up. Earl tells me the things he's encountered in his business consulting activities this week, and then he puts that. Actually, we don't even put that into AI anymore. We've gotten lazier. AI gleans it from your calendar,
Yes, yes, it
all right,
does.
and then puts it to me. I actually have to do some work and decide which one of them makes the most sense to do this week, and then we just take that and put it into ChatGPT. It knows our show layout. It knows our style now. It knows we love raccoon metaphors, and
Yes.
it just outputs a show for us.
Long live Jimothy.
Along with Josey, yes. Um, and there we are. I felt like I was driving that train somewhere, and then I just kind of fell off.
Oh, there we go.
Um, so this week we chose to sort of, oh, and then I also make a background that matches the topic. So this week's topic is why failure stories build more trust than success stories. Now, this, I'm not even going to read the description because that's going to give away the whole concept of what we're talking about. But this is an unusual one because it's not directly a business success activity, kind of
Right.
indirectly.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So,
it's almost like
well,
a sales pitch method or something.
well, the premise is that you don't learn anything when you win. You learn stuff when you lose, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's just it almost bleeds more into just being life advice than it does into specifically business advice. But obviously, we'll tie it back to business wherever possible.
we'll see what the AI does today. I have no idea. So again, this one I didn't give it any uh, premise or structure or background or nothing. So the
Right.
prompt was very, very, very vanilla.
Okay. So why failure stories build more trust than success stories, and again, we hope that it'll make it about business somehow. But here's our robot guy, and it's almost become like having the robot as our
Mascot?
mascot.
Yeah,
Yeah, because George was talking to me about it. He said, "Oh yeah, he got that." He's like talking about what we can post to the new social network, which I don't know if we
yeah,
should promote that. Maybe next week we'll promote that.
yeah.
That's next week's topic, social networks, and we'll talk about once I've
Joined.
uh, joined and played around a little bit with this new social network. Once I figure it out,
So
we'll talk about it because we want to be sources of new uptake because obviously a social network needs enough uptake for it to be worth it. Um, but yeah, so he commented on our little robot guy. So there he is. He's
yeah,
failed. He's in a state of
maybe we'll make
failure.
a robot stuffy later.
Oh, good idea.
Merch,
We'll need
shirts.
to yeah, we'll need to standardize him because he looks different in every episode. But
Yeah,
this is pretty good.
yeah.
I like this one. I like this one. We'll see if we can
I
get
do
you
like
you
it.
can right. But he's in a state of failure right now, the poor guy.
Uh,
And he will answer prompts for electricity.
Excellent.
You see, actually, it's funny. I said, make it. I chose the sign on this one. I said, make it say, will answer prompts for, and then brackets. I wrote 3 lightning bolts.
Okay.
But instead of a closing bracket, I put a question mark by mistake.
Oh, okay.
So it came back with 3 lightning bolts and a question mark.
Ah,
I was like, okay, sorry, you did it. That's this image is perfect, but can you just remove the question mark for me? That was a typo. He's like, oh, sorry. And then it removed one of the lightning bolts and left the question mark.
of course it did. Of course it did.
Weirdly, it generated 2 images, which it's never done for me before. One was remove one lightning bolt, left the question mark. The other one was remove the question mark, but I just noticed it's got a dot on the bottom of the
Yes.
lightning bolt, like it's a punctuation mark.
Yeah. So the lightning bolt mark.
Yeah. So this should become an official punctuation for angry.
Excellent.
What were you thinking? Lightning bolt dot.
Okay, Zeus.
Okay. Okay, Zeus. Yeah. Sorry, I could go off on punctuation, but I think I've digressed quite enough for today. Thank you.
All right, let's get
All right.
cracking.
So here is
I'm
the
curious
show.
what this damn thing did today.
Right.
So
20 minutes. Time to dive right in.
right.
Right on
As per the
schedule.
prophecy.
I felt it. I was like, it's time to dive right in, stop
Yeah.
digressing. And here it is, 20 minutes, which is exactly the thing. Um, why failure stories build more trust than success stories. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with progress. 3 things to do. Drum roll, please. 1, tell the story before the glory. Everyone
Hmm.
loves hearing about the $1 million company. Very few people explain the client they lost, the launch that flopped, the business partner who disappeared, the ad campaign that burned $20,000, or the 6 months they thought they were finished.
Hmm.
Those are the moments people remember because they're living them right now. If you're willing to say, here's exactly where I screwed up, people immediately lean in, not because they enjoy your pain, but because you've earned credibility.
Well, one of the things that makes me me, right, isn't that
Mhm.
I'm smarter than the average bear. It's because I screwed up more times than people have tried, all put together,
Mhm.
right? Because what was that? Another measure of wisdom is also being dumb enough to try, right? And so I have been dumb enough to try, right? Like so I like what was that? The measure of a master is that they screwed up more times than the students even tried. So
Right.
so yeah, it's not that I'm, necessarily brilliant. It's like to get to where I got to, I screwed up a lot. Like a lot, right? So, it's an interesting thing to find and realize that here's all the landmines. I've stepped on most of them. Um, here's why I know what works because I found out what didn't work, right? Wasn't that the saying behind the light bulb, right? I
Mhm.
didn't figure out the light bulb. I found 10,000 ways how not to light bulb, right? And so
Yeah.
that is the premise of what I do. Like one of the secrets to my success is that I read a book a week and I go through the book until I hit something that I've never tried before. Then I put the book down. Actually, I stop reading at that point and I go try the thing. And I either get colossal success or garbage fire, right? So it's like, oh, that's good. That's one way not to do it. And then you either adjust or, figure out a new way to use it. And then you know, if you do this weekly, you've tried 50 things in a year, man, right? And there's that saying, right? I have 10 years of experience. Or do you really
Mm.
have 10 years of experience or 1 year of experience 10 times, right? And a lot of people have the latter, right? Because they don't try anything new. They're not courageous enough to try, stupid things to see if it'll work. And so, tell the story before the glory. Yeah, man, like screw up. Um, this was my premise and my thesis for my very first fuck up nights, right?
Yeah.
I started it with fuck up hard, fuck up fast, fuck up cheap, try not to fuck up the same way twice. And if you do that, you will get ahead. And
Mm.
I got the whole audience to repeat that. That was a lot of fun. And so, comparatively speaking to the last one where I just said the word jellyfish, but uh, this thing where you screw up, right? Be brave enough to try is a whole thing. I don't know, why the vast majority of the populace is so actually, and I do know why the vast majority of the populace is too scared to try because you're punished and penalized as, screwing up as a kid, right? Like, oh, you got the
Yeah.
answer wrong, right? And then they're like, no, that's a, bad child. And so, um, we should be explorative and going, great, you found a way not to do it.
Hmm.
How many
You,
more ways can you find not to do it before you figure
yeah.
out a way to do it? Right?
You know what else I think is, and I'm just kind of realizing this is in school, you get the test once. You've got one shot at it.
Yes.
So failing is terrifying to you because it's like you only get to take that test one time. You don't get to keep taking the test over and over again until you get it right. You
Whereas
get one
life.
shot at the test. But in life, you can just keep failing and failing and trying again and try. You get to take the test as many times as you want.
Pretty
There's,
much.
there's definitely opportunities to screw up and lose an opportunity, but you're still alive and you can still try again.
Well, there are some wise words from Og Mandino when he wrote one of his books, and inside the book, it says, "Do not seek success. Instead, seek ways to avoid complete, like, an utter disaster failure,
Hmm.
where you can screw up and again and get back up and try again, and screw up and get back up and try again, right? So you're avoiding the final failure where you can't get up and try again, right? And if you do that and you just elongate your runway, eventually by accident, you'll screw up and win, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, just give yourself enough chances. Another mentor of mine told me the same thing. He said, you know, you're the perfectionist type. This is back when I was an engineer still.
Hmm.
And it was, you're not giving yourself enough runway to be successful. You try stuff, you fail, and then you switch right away, but you don't give yourself enough, hey, let's try it again. Let's try it again,
Yeah.
but let's adjust this. And those are the secrets of success. That's where you make or break the win, right?
Now you mentioned fuck up nights, and I gotta stop you now because we have scored ourselves a big time celebrity sponsor of our show.
Oh,
Mr. John Kirk has just
excellent.
liked the show.
There you go. Hey, John. It's from
Hey
As
John,
Seen
go
on
tell
TV.
as seen on TV, Mr. John Kirk himself. Do you want to tell the people who John Kirk is?
Oh yeah, he's the pitchman of pitchmen, right? So he teaches all the other pitchmen. I'm like, this guy was basically made for this. Um, One, like he's got the voice, he's got the look, he's got the posture and poise. Man, this guy sells anything, and you want to buy three, right? So that's who John Kirk is, and he was one of our guest speakers on Fuck Up Nights, which was kind of amazing.
Hmm.
So yeah, he
Did
he did a
what
great job.
he was, yeah, his presentation was awesome. Um And he isn't his father made the Ginsu knife? Is that right?
Yeah, he's the guy at for those of you local to Vancouver, if you've ever been to the Peony and you've seen the pavilion with all the stuff in it,
Hmm.
yeah, his dad is the dude who cut the tomato, cut the can, cut the tomato, right? Like,
But
so
Ginsu knives weren't a Vancouver thing, were they?
I don't remember, but I just remember him being the knife guy, and I'm like, oh my God, right? Like,
Yeah,
I think the Ninja Turtles quoted it. It slices, it dices, it makes French fries in three different ways. So yeah,
right.
it's just you know what, like that is near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, he's a second generation pitchman, and now he's got his kids are pitching the Magic Pens at the PNE apparently.
Yeah, that's freaking amazing. So that's cool. I liked how during his talk he kept on referring back to, it's German made, so you know it's good. Those Germans make
Right.
great things. So
He's got all
uh,
those lines down, eh?
and it was a running gag, and he said it like three times, and every time he said it, it was funnier, right? So it's just this is great.
Terrific. All right. Well, what is up? What's up, John? Thanks for the shout out. Okay, so let's go on to number two, which also was part of Fuck Up Nights. Always include the lesson. A
Uh-huh.
failure story without a lesson is just complaining.
I like that.
You ever hear Jerry Seinfeld's favorite Jewish joke?
No.
This is his favorite Jewish joke. You have to know it's a Jewish joke. Two Gentiles meet each other on the street. Gentiles, non-Jewish people meet each other on
Right.
the street. One of them says, "Hey, how's business going?" And the other guy goes, "Great." So you, you don't get it.
No, don't get it.
If it was a Jewish joke, the Jewish guys would go, "Oh, my business. Oh, let me tell you,
Oh,
there'd be
I got
kvetching,
you.
right?" But the
Got you, got
Gentiles like, business good's great, it's fine.
you. Nice.
All right. So always a failure story without a lesson is just complaining. Formula is simple. Problem, mistake, lesson, new result. Example, I hired too quickly. That employee cost me $40,000. Now I have a 7-step hiring checklist. I'll never make that mistake again. Now your pain has become someone else's shortcut. That's valuable.
Oh my
That
God.
brilliant.
This one
Mwah.
hurts my soul. This one
Yeah.
hurts my soul so much because this was part of my original fuck up night story.
Mm.
So this was one of my this is my third fuck up in the story. And so I was hiring everybody and hiring people at a crazy clip because the company was growing at a crazy clip. And I was hiring everybody full time, right? And then
Hmm.
part of my talk is, did you know you can hire people part time, right?
Yeah.
And man, what a screw up, right? Like you think it's really painfully obvious, right? But like I love that problem, mistake, lesson, new result, and then
Mhm.
wisecrack, right? So
Yeah.
there, yeah,
I don't know who said it. I mean, I feel like I made this up in my head, but I'm sure someone else said it and I heard it and just incorporated it. But it's I never lose. I only win or learn.
yeah. That's been on the internet forever. I can't remember the
Right.
source, but I see it like 100 different times a day, especially on LinkedIn for the motivational quote dudes.
Yeah. Well, if
So,
anybody asks, I
uh,
invented it. Okay.
okay,
Yeah. We'll just spread that rumor now.
as per
Get
Dan, as per the
edit
prophecy,
edit the Wikipedia article. Tell them I came up with it.
right? So just
But
put enough
yeah.
pictures of your face on the internet with that quote, and eventually AI will just say that you did.
Right. Brilliant. Okay, I'm gonna take ownership of that quote.
Excellent.
Um. But yeah, it's that's the thing is mistakes happen and you learn from them. That's such a fundamental of life.
Yeah, absolutely. But sometimes you also have to learn from them the hard way,
Yeah.
right? So this brings me back, harkens my days back to the first fuck up nights in Vancouver when I spoke at, and it was pretty funny, like because people are like, what happens if you keep screwing up? I'm like, oh well, and my example was just personal at home, right? It's like you got to teach the kids not to touch the stove because it's hot, right? Don't touch the stove, don't touch the stove, don't touch the stove. After enough times, you know, you just have to shock and awe them a little bit, right? Just fucking lick
Right.
it, see what happens. Right? And then I'm like, what? I'll call 911, you lick it, and I'll push the other one. Right? And then
Yeah.
once you put that shock in them, it's like, wait. And now they really think about it, right? It's just, like, stop putting your head next to the microwave. And then one time it's like, you know what? Screw it. It's your head. Put it next to the microwave all you like. Right? They're like,
Right.
wait. They start thinking about it, and then that pattern interrupt makes them go, "Oh man," right? And so
Yeah.
you can use this with your clients, you can use this with your customers, you can use this with, everything. The shock
I,
twist gets the attention.
I like this. It says, your pain has become someone else's shortcut. That's ideally you can listen to someone tell about their screw up, and you go, oh, okay, I'll as I charge forward, I will avoid that pitfall. But it's often the case that you got to make the mistake yourself before it becomes real.
Absolutely. I mean,
Mm.
okay, so this is hilarious. One of my most, like, 'cause I'm not a big YouTube guy, but one of my most viewed YouTube videos is
Mm.
me showing people how to freeze a pane in in like Excel or like
That,
Google Sheets.
that
'Cause
still
I
comes
screwed
up as the
this
first video every time I try to look for your YouTube channel.
because it's screwed. I've screwed this up so many times. I'm like, what the hell is that thing? And so I
Mm.
made a video because I was just so pissed off. And hilariously enough, I keep forgetting how to do this. So I watched my own damn video of how to do. Like, oh yeah, right.
Mm.
And it's a super short video. It's like, yeah, I screwed this up a million times. Here's where to find it. And I've been using my own video to remind myself how to do this a million times. And apparently other people consider this video useful too. So that
Exactly that. I can't. So many times, my dad would say, I'd be talking to my dad about something, be like, oh, don't do such and such, and blah, blah, blah. Like I had a jackknife, little pocket knife that he gave me for my birthday, and I was telling a friend at school about it, and then my friend was like, "Oh, I'm going camping. Can I borrow your jackknife?" I was like, "Of course, you're my friend. Here you go." And I told my dad. My dad's like, "You're never getting it back."
yeah.
And I remember like, "What do you know? Obviously, he's going to get it back." I never got it back. He was right,
Yep, there you go. Wisdom.
right? But it's like it's still like, "What do you know, old man?" Well, probably a lot,
What was it? Intelligence is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in the fruit salad. So
right? Right. Charging ahead. Let's just check in for any more likes on the show. John Kirk's liking it. Maybe there'll be an avalanche. No. All
uh,
right. 3. This is an interesting one. Share failures. That's almost a tongue. Share failures while they're still fresh.
well, makes
Uh,
sense.
Most people only talk about mistakes once they're ancient history. Instead, share the small failures from this week. Interesting. Maybe you forgot an email, bombed a presentation, underestimated a project, quoted the wrong price. Those stories prove you're still in the arena. Nobody trusts somebody who's supposedly perfect. That is very true.
Absolutely. I have trust issues whenever you see a Google place with a 5.0, review.
Yeah,
It's perfect. Everyone says it's perfect. Every single one's a glowing review. I'm like, yo, man, that's not right.
right. Yeah,
So,
if you need a decimal, like I figured out the Google reviews work on decimal points,
yeah,
right? 4 means it's like, and then like anytime between 4.0 and 4.9 is, oh, if it's 4.9, you got a real something really hot on your hands there. But um, yeah, whenever meet someone who's like, oh, they never did anything wrong, everything's perfect, and I'm like, you're lying, you're a liar, you're not speaking the truth to me,
right.
and I do not trust you.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Everybody
no.
trusts somebody who's improving.
I remember this quote from my Taekwondo instructor many, many, many moons ago, and it's just stuck with me forever. And it is a very acute quote. It is
Hmm.
"Poverty's nerfect."
Yeah,
I have loved that ever since he told it to me as a kid. I'm like, that is awesome, right?
yeah.
Poverty's nerfect.
I, what this made me think of? Have you seen that video? I'm not sure. I think it was a job interview or something akin to a job interview where the guys they're both wearing really nice suits on a Zoom
Okay.
call,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Suit, tie, the whole bit, like fully done up. And the interviewee, the guy applying for the job, his kid comes around in the room or something. And he's like, "Oh shoot!" And he goes to grab the kid and stands up and accidentally exposes he's wearing boxer shorts from the waist
Yeah,
down.
yeah, I remember that.
Right. And he's like super embarrassed. And then the guy's interviewing, oh, don't worry about it. And he stands up and he's got boxer shorts on too. Right. And that's just perfectly it. You screwed up. You accidentally showed the guy you weren't wearing pants from the waist down. Oh,
Yeah.
no, you've blown your job interview. But what actually happened is the other guy totally relates because he's doing exactly the same thing.
Well,
So that,
wasn't that the COVID uniform?
yeah, right. That screw up actually brought the two of them closer together because, oh, we're
Right.
both real people. Neither one of us is sitting here like absolutely
Yeah.
perfect.
Totally,
We're both,
totally.
we
Yeah,
both got boxing shorts below the desk. Is
Well,
that a
because it's more
metaphor? No.
comfortable than pants. So yeah,
It's like a skeleton in the closet. Oh, the guy's got a couple of boxing shorts below the desk, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah. There you go.
But yeah, we all do.
So share failures while they're still fresh. I agree, right?
Hmm.
You can't wait until it's older because if you share it while it's fresh, you learn from the mistake sooner,
Right.
right? Because if you wait, 30 years before you talk about it, then, yeah, you're still imparting wisdom, but you could have been imparting that same wisdom for 30 years and also reinforcing that thought process in your mind for 30 years, right?
Hmm.
So, because it's not at the point of failure that you learned something, right? It's the point of reflection where you go, yeah, right? And so, and it's that review where you get that thing from. It's like, oh, right. And then that repetition of it consistently showing up in your head going, right, I learned that. Don't do that, right? And it's like I'll share like a personal example with the two of us, right? Like
Hmm.
you learn martial arts with me in the park and we go hit each other with sticks, and when you screw up you get whacked in the hand, it's like, ow, that hurt.
Hmm.
And you learn real quick, don't do that because it hurts, right? But if you keep doing it you get whacked again, right? So because it's open. So
Right.
that and you learn very quickly to stop doing that because after two or three times when it hurts you're like, I gotta stop this, right?
Hmm.
So yeah.
I feel like you mean I don't think that there's any reason like sure failures while they're still fresh. That's fine. That's good. There's no reason to like do away with your older ones if
No,
they're
no,
still
no, no,
relevant. You know
don't
what I
do
mean?
away with older ones, but don't also keep the failure and the learning from yourself and others for decades. Like there's no point in shelving this crap and then waiting to talk about it later. Talk about it now, right? Because if you don't talk about it now, you're gonna forget, right? Or it won't be top of mind. And if it's not top of mind, you might make the same mistake again. So
Fair enough.
there you
All
go.
right. Charging ahead.
Yeah.
Two things
What
to
not to do.
avoid.
Yeah.
Don't make yourself the victim.
Ooh.
There's a huge difference between I got screwed and I made a bad decision. Ownership creates authority, blame destroys it. People follow leaders, not victims.
Oh my gosh. There
Hmm.
are some people who, if they couldn't complain, I don't think they would speak, right? They have a problem for every solution. And it just infuriates me. I'm just like, all they do is piss and moan all day long, like every day. Like, really? You just complain all the time. I'm like, just like, look, you did this, you learned this. There's some win in there somewhere, whether you learn or you earn, it doesn't matter. But you got, like you said, either I win or I learn. And
Hmm.
yeah, absolutely. So don't make yourself the victim and be the only one suffering and da 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 and the world is against me. The world sucks for everybody, right? Right? I have this wonderful patch on one of my jackets that says nobody cares, work harder. Right? So that is yeah, don't make yourself the victim. Nobody cares, work harder.
Simple enough. I think the other thing is that, you can't, it's possible for someone to screw you over, but like, if quite aside from how other people perceive it, if you look for what decisions you made or what mistakes you made, you can then be cause over the situation and like not let it at the very least not let it happen again, even
That's
if
where
you can't alter what occurred, right?
self-improvement comes from, right?
Mm.
So if it is never your fault and it's always an external person's fault, there's no self-improvement. It's just blame on the world,
Yeah.
right? Whereas if you take that ownership, like it was saying, an extreme ownership,
Hmm.
then you take control and you decide the difference. And that is all the difference in the world, right? Like I won't make that mistake again, or screw everybody, everyone's out to get me, right? So, it's a much more pleasurable life saying, I remember that stove is hot, don't lick it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's move ahead here. Don't tell failure stories with no recovery. That's fair.
Yeah.
If the story ends with "and everything was terrible," your audience walks away worried. That's true. Always finish with what changed, what you learned, what you do differently. how someone else can avoid the same mistake. Hope is the product.
I really like that last line. Hope is the
Mm,
product.
yeah.
A lot of my favorite people on the marketing space really, really structure that as their thing, as the hope is the product. Because
Mm,
when you give people that hope, that differentiates between being able to cope until the next uh, space or not. There's a really good book called The Psychology of Money, and it talks about why do poor people buy lottery tickets more than rich people, right?
mm,
And
yep.
they know it's, you're going to get struck by lightning probably before you win the lottery. But it's just the fact of buying the ticket provides you that hope that
Hmm.
you might win. And that hope is what they hold on to that drags them across all the rough spots, right? So you're looking at that guy who spent a dollar, $2 on a lottery ticket where he's barely got two nickels to rub together. And you know what? That lottery ticket may or may not win. It may not bring him ahead or not, but the psychological trick of there's hope. And so there was a really cool experiment with rats done. And so the rats were just put in the water until they drowned, right?
Oh yeah. Oh God. This
You
is.
you've heard that story.
I've
And
heard this.
then
This is a horrifying story.
yeah, and then they saved the rats right before they would normally drown on average.
Yeah.
And then they put them back in the water. And then instead of, I can't remember what the numbers were, but it was like 16, 17 minutes before the rats gave up the first time. And then it was like 48 hours before the rats gave up the second time. Like, wow, 16 minutes to 48 hours. That's a big difference because
It
they
was a
thought
bit
in their
better.
head that they might be saved. And that is insane. Like that hope and so that if that doesn't show the power of hope, 16 minutes to 48 hours, that's a big freaking difference, right?
Yeah.
And so that elongation of, you know what, I can make it because there's hope on the other side. So, and that's where you see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? If you can't see the light and it's just dark and it's just sad, you give up sooner, right? And this goes for a lot of stuff. It goes for business. This goes for running. This goes for, sports. This goes for a million different things, right? It's just, that hope is important. Without that hope, sometimes you just won't make it to the other side, right?
Yeah. Valuable lesson learned from that study, but God, you got to be some kind of freaking sadist to
Oh,
come up with that in the
absolutely.
first place, right?
That's screwed up in
Mm,
the head, but the output that I understood from that thing is it's like, wow, hope is freaking powerful,
yeah.
right?
I mean, I probably could have told them that without having to
Without
mercilessly
sacrificing a
drown
whole bunch
rats.
of
Yeah.
rats, but
Mm,
as per the prophecy. So,
right. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. I gotta shake this off.
all right.
Although, one thing I did want to say is that I think even if nothing else, like ideally you're gonna get a lesson out of it, but I think if nothing else, the lesson can be, it all got, went pear shaped or went tits up or whatever the British say.
Yeah.
Um, but I kept going,
Yeah.
right?
Resilience, right?
As long as you at least have that message in there, you kept going, and
That goes back to hope, right? That just
mm,
that just boils down to hope again.
yeah. All right. Whew. That was deep. That got heavy.
There you go.
Hopefully this will be lighter. A red hot tip from ChatGPT. Share the scar, not the wound. Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting. There's a saying in speaking, don't bleed on stage. Teach from scars, not open wounds. If you're still emotionally processing something, wait. Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When you've healed enough to explain it calmly, then it becomes wisdom. The audience gets educated instead of emotional baggage. Oh, good
Oh
Lord. Can you
my God.
imagine?
So much,
Yeah.
yes. Like your talk is not supposed to be a self-therapy session on stage,
Right.
right? Because, people are there to learn from the mistake, learn from the wisdom, and move forward, right? If you're sitting
Mhm.
there still a blubbering mess from it, you're not okay to talk about it yet, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not okay to talk about it yet, there's no wisdom imparted on the audience other than that you were a broken person, right?
Mm.
At that juncture. So, like if you're not okay to talk about it, you know self-reflect and like I said, teach from the scars, not the wound. That is
Yeah.
a really solid red hot tip. Like,
Yeah.
I am actually pleasantly surprised. You were very optimistic, and I was like, it's totally gonna screw this up.
It hasn't let us down. Well,
Yeah.
maybe a couple times, but yeah, not for
Well,
I feel like not for a long time. I don't think we've had to reject a tip for a while now.
or a straight rejection. Sometimes it's a little adjustment or whatever else. This was
Yeah.
actually this was more on point than usual, I think. So there you
Yeah.
go. So even though it wasn't a direct business structure, and this is why I really enjoy that production that we put on, right? The fuck up nights,
Yeah.
right? I learned stuff like, dude, I've known John for 20 years. I didn't know half those stories. I'm like, that is so
Mm.
cool, right? Right? I've known Dwayne forever. And I'm like, dude, I didn't know the princess story. That was pretty cool, right?
Right.
So I texted him at like I think 12 or 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Like, dude, I just understood the presentation title because this presentation was title was called "I Screwed Up Royally," right?
Yeah.
Like I was today years old when I figured out princess equals royally. I'm like, oh my God, I'm dumb, right? So there you go.
That was an interesting one. I thought that was so interesting. Yeah, to I don't know to give away the point of his talk, but he spoke back to a princess. He made it into the inner circle of this princess's, little domain there, little world.
Yeah,
And she did something he didn't like, and he spoke back to her and said, "Hey, not don't do that." And he was boom out,
excommunicado.
excommunicated, ostracized. None of his contacts from the circle would talk to him. Never invited back to anything anymore. And I was just like, can you imagine living that kind of a life? Like it's got to be so psychologically damaging to know you have the
To
power
walk
to just
to walk on
remove anyone from
eggshells.
your.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. From her, for the princess's point of view,
Oh, okay.
you live a life where if anyone ever gives you any guff, you're like, get out of here.
You
No
you just
guff.
point the figure, say smite, and
Yeah.
then the lightning bolt hits him,
So
right?
not only does that insulate you from ever criticism, it means that everyone around you is not free to speak their mind.
No, absolutely not. Everyone's going to be a yes man, whether they like it or not, because they're afraid of being struck by lightning,
Yeah.
right? So,
It's
speaking of being struck by things, I think it's time for
right. Nice. Hack of the week.
Hack of the
Couldn't pass
Week.
up that segue, could you?
Oh yeah, it was right there, and it was just perfect timing. So anyway, um, the hack of the week is this thing that we called the Big Book of Knowledge, and we've had I've had this basically tradition since high school. And the hack of the week I proposed this one was start a recurring failure Friday. So every
Hmm.
Friday, just post one thing that didn't go according to plan. Use the framework, what I tried, what went wrong, what I learned, and what I'll do differently next time. And that's it. There's
Post
no
it like you put it up on social media or whatever.
wherever. We
Yeah.
had a book in our thing that was our knowledge base, and that we use. What this is before social media existed, right? So
Hmm.
and you can post on social media if you want. This will build people's trust in you, right? And they'll see that you're learning. They'll see that you're getting better. There's no fake vulnerability. It's not manufactured drama. It's just like, yo, man, I tried this. I screwed this up. And if you do this for long enough, you are no longer just the guy who gives tips, right? Because everybody is the guy who gives tips,
Hmm.
right? They start trusting you more because you are vulnerable and you show that you screw up just like other humans do. And then that trust goes farther and faster and builds relationships, right? And so, because the if you're overly polished, there's that, I don't know if I trust this guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the Instagram influencers are like champagne, gold chains, fancy car. You're like, do you actually own any of that stuff? Like they rent out those first class planes for you to just sit in and film content like you're flying first class or those private jets.
And it's not even okay. To your point, sometimes it's not even a real jet. It's just a freaking studio,
Right.
and it just looks like a private jet. I'm like, are you crazy?
Hmm.
So yeah, the authentic failure is where that bridge is built, and then people trust that. And some people might have encountered the same mistake, and then maybe you pivoted in such a way that they didn't think of, and then they're like, "Oh my God, like I had that same problem. I just threw my hands up and gave up." Right? And
Hmm.
maybe you give them that hope because you show them, "Hey, you know what? I tried this and this sucked less." Right? This doesn't even have to work, right? So this sucked less. All right, we're on to something. And and sharing that, new makes a difference.
You know, one of the only there were two things I did that actually started developing an audience before this.
Mm.
One of them was flash fiction. You know, where you write a story that's like a paragraph.
Oh yeah.
I had Flash Fiction Fridays, and people would actually like. I actually had people, hey, when's the next Flash Fiction story coming out? They're actually interested in it. The other one though, it's sort of like this, but it's not quite the same because it wasn't like taking accountability for my own failures. But it was This Week in Crappy Design.
I remember that.
Remember that? I wrote
I
the thing
remember
about the
that.
blender. You remember the
Yes.
blender story?
I don't remember the Blender story, but I remember
Uh,
this week in crappy design because you would always post something hilarious and I'd be like, that's pretty funny actually,
right.
right? And
And
it was
that
on Facebook, right? You were posting them there.
I think that's where I was going at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The blender story is like the closest I've come to going viral. This guy came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, you wrote the blender story." Had no idea who he was. Um, but yeah, but it was like it was going after the bad stuff rather than being like, here's a great design and here's this. Like people are more interested in hearing about screw ups, even though it wasn't me taking responsibility for my own failures. It was me just pointing out other people's. But still, it hit with people.
Yeah. That I would watch that series again. That's fun.
I guess I'd have to do it in video format now, and there's probably 25 other people doing it too.
I doubt it. I haven't seen a lot of failure, like, like bad design stories. I see a lot of good design stories.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones.
Mhm.
And those are fascinating, but like I think that the zig where people zag would be fun.
There's one guy I've been seeing who corrects designs. Like he's a logo designer,
Yeah.
and he takes like big brands like U-Haul or Disney or whatever, like redoes their designs better. And it's like, holy shit, he's actually better. It's actually better.
Yeah, yeah. So there's that was one I told students back in the day. So we used to be the biggest app developer in the world, right? And when people were applying to us, I go, look, if you want to get a chance to come in here, why don't you take, go to the app store, sort by top downloads, grab some of the three of the best brands and see if you can fix their UX UI, right? Right?
Yeah.
Like one of these things takes 16 button presses to get to. Could you fix the UI so it ends up being three? And then they thought about it and they're like, oh yeah, I could totally do that. And then they made and some of these applications were freaking amazing. I'm like, holy crap, we should hire this person. And so yeah, so that's the kind of stuff that you want to differentiate yourself with instead of just here is my resume, blah 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 blah, right? Here is a case study of me using my ability in real time in something relevant today.
Right.
And that is magic sauce, right?
Totally.
All right.
Okay. I guess that's it. We're
That's
done.
it. That's the show. That's a wrap. I like it.
Any closing remarks? I feel like we've closed our remarks already.
Well, just, if you are in the area. Actually, well, there's what, I think 260 cities where Fuck Up Nights happens.
Oh
Like
yeah, fuck up. I
go
just got to
go
promote fuck
go
up nights.
look up your local Fuck Up Nights chapter because, chances are that there's going to be one in your city because there's 260 cities. So, go find it and, join it and share in the failure, right? So if
Hmm.
that's our call to action, like go find your community and let's see, right? Like maybe you'll learn something that changes the course of your direction in your business or your career or something or some lesson that saves your ass in the future because you're like, oh, I never thought of that, right? And so yeah, you get to learn a lot of stuff along the way.
I, I feel like I love this last fuck up nights was so fun. I had such a good time there, and I almost feel like calling it fuck up nights filters out the squares. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So
The boring fuddy duddies don't want to show up to something with a swear in the title.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
only get cool people that come to these things. It's you're chill. You're a
Well,
chill guy if you come to this
it was
or
pretty
gal.
funny. It was pretty funny because our MC was really really hesitant at the previous one because
Mm,
I had a Bill Cosby joke and he's like, "Don't tell that." I'm like, "It's called Fuck Up Nights."
right?
Right? Like, don't worry, they'll laugh. And then I told the joke and everyone laughed their ass off. And I'm like, see, right? So uh, the cardinal, like good marketing should attract the right type of people and push away the wrong type of people. So
Mm,
hence the name, right? So if you're stuck up and you're going to something with a curse in the title, you're in the wrong room, right?
yeah, fair enough. All right, fuck up nights. We'll see you at the next one. When is the next one? Is that Richmond?
The next one is a mini,
Okay.
at R&B Brewery in Vancouver at the end of this month.
Oh yeah. Yeah, George
So
was telling me
we're
about that.
doing an open mic version. So
Oh,
we're diversifying from the normal structure, and then October in Richmond. But yeah, we're doing minis in a dive bar, which is amazing. So
oh my God.
the location is just chef's kiss, right?
Nice.
So there you go. All
I want
right.
to go to that. I'll have to come up with something to say at the open mic.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Anyway,
dude, I would love to hear you speak at that thing. So, okie dokie. I guess we'll
well,
wrap it up.
yeah, I guess we'll say I'll start. How am I going to do this? Thank you, Earl, for the nuggets of wisdom.
Welcome.
Thank you, ChatGPT, for doing the heavy lifting, and most of all, thank you all for tuning in.
And thank you,
Special
Dan, for
shout outs
being
to John and Shane. Shane?
absolutely.
Shane.
And thank you, Dan, for being an excellent co-host. And like I said, the offer is still on the table.
Which
If
offers
Earl
that?
goes, hey, you're
Oh
that,
yeah,
I got a $20 Starbucks gift card just sitting here, right? So
yeah. Come up to me at an event. You'll probably see me at the fuck up nights. I like them so much. Come up to me and say, "Hey, aren't you that idiot?" Or
yes,
"You're that idiot."
yeah. So
That'd be weird.
don't use the word Dan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't say, "Aren't you on that show?" Say, "You're
No.
that idiot." Bonus point. You get bonus points if I'm already talking to somebody else. If I'm in a conversation with somebody and you
And you
interrupt
interrupt
me,
him and you
you're
say,
like,
aren't you?
"You idiot! You're that idiot."
That
Yes.
that would be magical.
I swear to God, I'm gonna run around the room. I'll be so excited. Okay.
Okay.
And as you say, Starbucks card in it for whoever does it.
Yeah, there you go. But only the first one. I could only have one, right?
Well, only the first one. Also, you have to not already know me.
Yeah, there you go.
All my immediate friends are out of the running. Sorry.
So what we'll do is if that happens, you take a selfie with Dan, and
Right?
then we'll post that, and then that'll be forever glorified as your Starbucks win. So
Absolutely.
all right.
Okay. Cool. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next week.
Cheers,
Hopefully,
everybody.
if we do a show.
Yeah, playing us out. Here we go.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
Bye, everybody.